So as runners, we tend to neglect our recovery and our mobility work. But if we unlock the potential of our range of motion, so the way that the joints function through their range of motion, we can unlock our running potential because our body will move better. So this is going to be more of a proactive yoga practice. You can do this as a post-run recovery session as well, but it's going to be more of a proactive yoga session so that we can work on improving how your body functions and moves. So we're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And we're going to work into your spine. So we're going to do a few rounds of what's known as cat-cow. So from here, we're working on how your spine moves by pressing your belly to the floor and arching your back and bring your chin up as you do that. Take a breath in as we're doing that. As you breathe out, chin to your chest and round through your back. Really breathing out there. Okay, and then start your inhale, press your belly to the floor, your chin comes up. Really arching that back. And then chin to your chest and round through your back. And you just go through that movement in your own inhale and exhale now, so you don't need to copy me. Just go in your own inhale and exhale, arching your back as you're breathing in, and then rounding your back as you're breathing out. Okay, notice how it feels for your spine. Do you get any tenderness or achy spots? Do one more, nice inhale, and a nice full exhale. And then from here, we're going to work into the calves and the hamstrings and a little bit of strength into the shoulders. So we're going to tuck the toes under, push strongly into the hands, and we're going to send the hips up into a downward facing dog. Bend the knees to start, and then slowly start to stretch the left leg by pushing the left heel into the floor. Keep the right knee bent. Just work into that. Really feel that stretch all the way down the left leg. Push the head towards the knees with the hands. Then slowly pedal into the right heel. Bend the left knee. Nice and slowly, push all that weight. So again, nice slow dynamic stretch over back into the left, bend the right knee. So you're feeling all of that stretching maybe from the heel all the way through the calf into the hamstrings, coming over into the right. And then just in your own inhale and exhale, or your own feel of your body, you just pedal slowly, however it feels for your body. So again, dynamic stretching is the best form of stretching for flexibility gains, range of motion gains, creating supple, loose tissues, not tense tissues, loose, suppleness, fluidity in the muscle tissues and the tendons. And then from here, we're just going to make this your last pedal. Start to bring the knees to the floor, lift your head and chest upwards. And then we're going to start to bring the left knee to the left wrist. We're going to work into the glutes, the glute medius and the hip area. So the left knee to the left wrist like this. We're going to lift that back knee. I'm going to take the left foot across the mat. Make sure the left knee feels comfortable with this. And then we're going to walk that back knee backwards to the point that the left hip's coming towards the floor now. Again, don't go any further than a 7 out of 10 stretch. So if it feels too intense, you can always come a bit more higher. Make sure the knee feels comfortable. Just bring the hands a little bit closer to the hips. And what we're going to do here is just going to get a little bit of a massage. So we're going to go push that right hip into the left heel. Really push it in. And then just release it a little bit. Push the left hip into the floor. And just breathe and do this nice, gentle massage. Again, encouraging the tissues to just be that little bit more supple, a little bit more fluid and easy. Relaxing the shoulders and the elbows as we do this. Breathing in and out through the nose. And just encouraging the body to open up a little bit. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning, trying to unlock our range of motion, which will unlock our running potential, because we will get more free movement, more free energy if our body moves more freely. Okay, and then from here, we're just going to walk that back foot up a few steps and then take the weight into the hands and then tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and then take that left foot backwards. Just notice the difference as you come to your hands and knees between the left leg and the right leg. How does that feel? We're going to bring the right knee to the right wrist. Take the back knee up, take the right foot across the mat. Again, make sure the right knee's safe. Back knee comes down and we start to walk the hips backwards. And then notice how this side feels. Push that right hip into the floor. And then push the left hip into the right heel here. Relax the elbows and the shoulders. The hands can come closer towards the hips.
And then again, just massage and breathe as we go through this. Nice and gentle, nice supple movements. Feel that work, how nice does it feel? Feel it all in that bum area, that sciatic area, the glute medius. Just breathe, a nice active dynamic stretching. Relaxing into that breath, awareness and movement. Okay, and then bring your hands nice and strong again in front, because we're going to walk the back foot up towards the hands. We're then going to take a lot of the weight into the hands and lift the back knee, take the right foot backwards, feel that work into that right side again. How does that feel? And then from here, we're just going to gently rock the hips towards the heels. As we come forwards, we're going to step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. So we're just working to the hips and the groin. So getting a little bit of movement and massage so we can play about with this. So if you let the hips sink down into the floor, notice how that feels. Bring the weight over to the left side, maybe release it a little bit by lifting the hips up. Then come down, sink and round. So find some movement that massages those tissues. Again, encouraging the body to be a little bit more supple, a little bit more fluid, releasing tight, tense, stiff feelings so that your body can feel like it's able to move through a nice full range of motion. So again, just have a play about with it. There's no right or wrong. As long as you're not pushing into pain, as long as you're able to breathe and you're relaxing the shoulders, just move and massage. Use the movement to massage into this stretch. Okay, and then I'm going to start to step this left foot backwards. So send the hips back, step the left foot back. Notice again how that feels in the left side, left leg compared to the right leg. Gently come back, hips to heels. As we come forwards, I'm going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So same thing, but on the opposite side. Nice flat foot at the front. If you need to wiggle it up, let's do that. And then we're just going to have a little bit of movement again. Movement, massage, stretch. Notice, does it feel the same? I need to just move my hands a little bit further to the top to go a little bit deeper on this side. This side's a little bit easier for me. Keep those elbows and shoulders relaxed as you breathe and move. Maybe you find a nice little spot that you want to work into. You just have a little bit of attention. You just find that little bit of stretch and just hold it for maybe 5-10 seconds. Breathe into it. Okay, one more nice breath in and a breath out. And then stepping that right foot backwards. And then from here, we're just going to slowly come onto your front now. So we're going to come down onto your front. And what I'm going to do from here, do make sure you can see the camera, because if you go any further, I'm guiding you, you won't be able to see the camera. So I'm going to come down onto my front, and then what I'm going to do is going to work into a quadricep stretch, so stretching those thighs. So the microphone might get put in an awkward position here. I'm going to try and keep it out of an awkward position. So I'm going to place the side of the head to the floor, and then I'm going to pull my left foot in towards my left hip. And I'm going to try and get a good stretch, so I'm not forcing it massively aggressively, but I'm just getting a good stretch and a real gentle little pulse. Now this might be good enough for you already, so you might be on the side of the head or the forehead, that's wherever you want to be with that. I'm going to go both hands and then just get a little pulse with that foot, so bring the heel closer to the hip, then releasing, bring the heel closer to the hip and releasing, just to find that nice good stretch. Also, the way that you can make this a little bit more intense, but again, we don't want to be too intense, we don't want to be aggressive to the body. If it feels like you need to go a little bit deeper, you could push that left hip into the floor, and that just increases the stretch that little bit more. And breathe as you do that. Okay, and then when we're ready to release this foot, we're not just going to let it twang, so slowly release the foot, feel the difference in the left and the right legs. And then bring the right foot into the right hand. Again, push that right hip into the floor if it feels like you could go a little bit further. Both hands if you could. Shoulders might get a little bit of stretch out of that as well. And then you can rest the side of the head or the forehead into the mat and get a real gentle little pulse with this again.
Breathe as you do it, so always staying relaxed in the breathing. That'll signal to the body that it's okay to be in these stretches. It's okay to open up, unlock that range of motion. I'm just going to take one more breath in and breath out. We can slowly release the foot, don't just let it twang. Feel that right leg. And then just give the legs a little shake. And then just gently coming up. So do hit the like button if you've enjoyed this practice. Leave me a little comment. It gives me a little boost. It makes me understand that people are enjoying this content and I should create more content because you've enjoyed this. I will create more content if you have enjoyed this. So thank you for following along with me. Keep working on how well your body functions and how well your body performs, and ultimately that will help you run better. I shall see you in the next video.